of all, Rachel, your full names, please, because we haven't spoken to you yet. Your full names.
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Wambui Karaoke.
Rachel Wambui Karaoke. So, Rachel, your transition to Australia was in 2013. 2013.
Yeah.
So, listening to Senator Lucy's experience during her time, and the challenges maybe she went through, I'd like you to maybe just very quickly highlight to us what was your experience like transitioning or migrating from Kenya to Australia to pursue your dream, your education, etc.
Yeah.
Very briefly.
Mine was actually very easy. I met with Helen in her office in Nairobi. I was so glad that she was visiting Nairobi at the time. So she and my mom sat together and they advised me based on what I needed to do, because I wanted to do a master's degree. I did my first degree in Kenya. So I wanted to study abroad, just see the world. I'm very adventurous, so that's where all that urge came from. So I met with Helen and my mom at her office in Nairobi, and they took me through my interests. What is it that I see myself doing as an adult? So we spoke about that, and I decided that I would do a master's in international business. That was mainly, I came up to that decision because my family is a business family. So I thought, yeah, I may as well just do master's in international business. So I met with Helen in November of 2012. By January 10, 2013, I was in Australia, in her house. So
wow. How many months are those?
That was like barely 2 months.
2 months?
Yeah. It was very easy. She literally held my hand from that day we met. They processed everything of mine. I paid the fees. I got my visa, and immediately my parents were like, "Leave. You have no business here." So Helen picked me up from the airport, and she
awesome.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting to in closing is, we can hear the experience, in 1999 or thereabout, and Rachel's experience in 2014, record time, 2 months, able to now transition to Australia to do her master's. And she's not able to share because of time the rest of her story now, but Helen highlighted. So Helen, my question to you in closing, before we open up the forum for questions, is based on these two very different sort of migration experiences, totally different timelines, what would you say Option does differently with regards to really assisting anybody who wants? What would you say you do differently? Because we know you're not the only people who do this. And I think it's good for us to pose that question to ask you, what is different about Options? What do you do differently to assist or facilitate the transition or migration to Australia?
Thanks, Mercy. Options is just like any other. We have other agencies, like Mercy says, which facilitate this whole transition of students wanting to translate to Australian education. What we do differently in Options is we are an end-to-end company. We are based here in Kenya, and also we are based in Australia. So whenever we take our case of a student, we start from the student, and we all the times, if possible, where possible, we like meeting or getting to talk or getting to share with their parents. Our team keeps the database of students' parents so that when they translate to Australia, we still have that link. And whenever students are coming to Australia, we always ask them if they want. One of the questions we ask them is, do you want us to assist you in settling in Australia? Do you want us to pick you from the airport? Do you want us to organize your accommodation? A lot of students take that option because it makes the parents feel very comfortable and at ease. A lot of students have approached us from other agents when they come to the point of leaving the country. At times we say, a Kenyan is a Kenyan. Whether they came through Options or not, we still try and help them. But hardly would you get this kind of an option from any other agent. For us, our students are our own children. We have literally adopted them. We have made ourselves very open to them to share through the journey, to share in the journey of them translating into graduates, translating into even working in Australia, or whether they come back here. It's a journey that we go through it's a journey that we work together. Personally, I have been a key person in their lives. actually, some of them, they even call me Auntie Helen, others Mama Options. And the reason they call me this, they are very free with me. I try to open my doors. My doors are always open. Some students call me, we have so many students in a different city. We always share, we always talk. When there's a problem, I am there. We can always have, at least I know one thing. I always feel it. As a mother, I always try to put it in my heart. Imagining my son is so many miles away, and here I am, as a mother to these kids. Their parents really feel relieved. A lot of times I've had to discuss with the parents an outcome of a case of a student. And especially you find a student even going through difficult times, even sometimes going through depression. But because the parents, we are in charge, and I tell them, I keep them updated. I went to visit him. Today he's okay. Actually, he has decided, I've asked him, he has to see a doctor. We have seen a doctor. You know, those kind of things, they really give a peace of mind to parents. And that is one service which I know we cannot even value it. And it's quite something we do different.
Rachel, would you like to add something in closing?
Yeah, I also would like to add something I think I would even be in a better position to answer that question, because I've been one of the students who started the journey with Options. Before I went to Options, I went to another agency, which got back to me after 6 months of arriving in Australia. So that was, I went to that agency around October, and by the time I was in Australia, that's when they were telling me that I got an offer letter to Curtin University. And I was like, that was a joke. Like, it was, I could not believe that. And the other thing is, having been a close friend of Options in Helen, I see how much work she puts into she sort of runs Option as it's a whole family affair. She creates relationship from Options. She's called me many times. I'm a social worker by profession. She said I work at Relationships Australia. It's an NGO in Australia. It's all of Australia. So as a social worker, and also as a Kenyan on the ground, I have walked this student journey. Now I'm transitioning into permanent residence. I know the challenges that come up for international students. It's a lot. People get depressed. People get deported. People get into drugs. There's so much that happens. People even, they want to isolate themselves. Helen will rock up to someone's house in Australia because they've refused to pick up their parents' calls, as she said. She is that close to the students because the parents are calling her and they're so worried because, they can't get in touch with their son because they're so stressed out. They can't go to work, they can't go to school, but she takes it up to herself to find out what's going on with them. And her doors are always open. She has an office in Adelaide. Her doors are always open. That's why I'm very close to the students as well, since I've finished my master's at the moment, and I still feel like, I've gone through that journey so I can help other people get through it. And I see the good work that she does. So
awesome.
it's a really
you
good
answered
work.
it
Yeah.
better than probably. I have a suggestion. I think we should change from Options Education's agency to Mama Options.
Mama Options.
We might be looking at a rebranding campaign, Helen. But thank you very much. But because TikTok, I know we have run out of time. I will take about 3 questions from members of